So we start off the video with my train running up the branch and figuring out, well, because we're going to do a short passenger run from the junction to the quarry and back. And the branch is very squiggly to start, so we only allow two axle trucks to operate up and down. And right down here, we aim our camera through the trees, look at the truck, and then point it down to look at the doodlebug. Roll up and down, up the alignment, not down, not yet. So, bell, headlight on, we got everything going. Little baggage door, which is it looks like a prison door, but it's the door for the baggage and mail that has to go up the line. And then it's effectively a coach and a locomotive, which was how it was supposed to be. It's a coach and a locomotive. So it has a motor, both the model and the real ones, so that it could move under its own propulsion and not need an extra, like a locomotive that was separate from the coach to run short lines or branch line services. So we cross the trestle, the support bridge, and head down behind the scenery. Cabin lights. The bugs would hold about 50 to 80 people. And this, because you're running on a short line, a lot of people are going to be getting on and off at every station stop. So it's not like inner city or commuter trains where you're going to have lots of people on your train constantly. So we pass by the quarry, and just casually just go through, crash into the camera, look at the bench seating of nobody inside, and then look at the beautiful glass lamps on the back that are unlit. I really want to light them up with like some paint or actual LEDs, but that's expensive, costs much dollars, and don't have much dollars. So here we are, we're moving along the back of the scenery. I would like to give a huge thanks and shout out to the Tri-County Model Railroad Club for allowing me to use this their layout for running trains and doing things. And as you just saw, there's a big freight train that wants to go the other direction, and I'm a passenger train. Passenger trains take priority. So here we've picked up passengers at that station that I just pointed the camera at, and pushing the freight train back through because passengers have priority over freight. Freight doesn't complain is what we like to say a lot, is that freight doesn't complain. It's inanimate. So you can look up inanimate. That won't get you in trouble. I guarantee. It just means non-living. And so the plan is to go to the quarry and, turn around and take the passengers back. Of course, these are all imaginary. They're not actual people. So we're running, and this is back to reality where we're out of the planning phase and we're back into the actual running, operating of the train. And so here I pulled a stupid and set my camera down to record, and my train just, falls off the tracks because the switch was aligned against me because I wasn't paying attention to the switches. I was paying attention to recording. And so we ended up looking at the ground for a bit. We're driving going through around the curves, and nothing too bad. We're going at about, these things weren't designed for speed. Dead spot. That spots in the tracks because we haven't cleaned them. I should probably do that the next time I go there, is clean the tracks. But I'm showing to you how big of an industry the paper mill is compared to my itty-bitty train. And, I mean, the doodlebugs themselves... Sorry, I saw a squirrel. Which means I saw something that was unimportant and, like, semi-irrelevant. But the doodlebugs in real life would only run at about between 25 and 40 with a lot of torque, not a lot of speed, because, you don't need to go fast. But I decided to open up the throttle and travel at a bit unreal speed. But because I was going fast and paying attention to the recording, I drove in, nearly colliding with a pile of gravel and other things. Luckily I didn't, but this shows of how, stupid, and unintelligent my driving was, which is why you pay attention when you drive your trains. You don't pay attention to recording, you pay attention to driving your trains. So I need to go back there. So after backing out, and fixing some switches, we drive forward and unload our passengers and baggage / post. I'm not sure why you'd be unloading, why there'd be any post for the cement factory. Maybe they have some bills they haven't paid. But this is all imaginary again. And I'm going to go around this big reverse loop. Or, well, they call them balloon loops because, they look like a balloon when you do the map. But there's some lovely workers. That guy on a barrel looks like he's about to fall. And if he falls, he could fall to his death very easily. And so, that big mess up with nearly running, not my rail cars, but that costs time, and my passengers would be quite annoyed with me. And may or may not, may dislike operating on the, with my service of transport and have to use a car or other, maybe even get an Uber, because the time era that this is set in is 1955 to today, and the bugs were in service till about 1960, I think, but they were, because they were cheap and good running. I just the curve is so sharp that the car body caught on the rock of the interior. So we drive forward. That's how big one of them was compared to a pickup truck of the 1960s. And big steel bridge, curve, we go through. And I'm doing the opposite of how railroads run, which is they run on the right, because in America, you drive on the right. In lots of other countries, it varies, it depends, but in America, trains drive on the right. In double track territory, trains drive on the right, and so either direction you're going, you're on the right from your perspective. Here, I'm driving on the left in both perspectives because I've played a little bit too much train sim with British locomotives and British operating. So, we're rolling past some switches that we do not catch on because they're set correctly, even though I'm probably not paying attention. But, passengers got places to be, pretty good reason to go places, pretty good reason to think, there goes the spinny truck of JB Truck Center, I think, and I don't know, but, we go through the street and work up and stop at Risley for baggage and people. It's a small city. I shouldn't say city. It's a small town. I like to think of it like the Rockies. I like to think of it as one of the towns in the Rockies that would have lots of their service from the RGS or DNRGW before it became DNRG, right? I don't know. RGS, right? Did I say RGS or did I say? I don't know. Pretty hard to think. You can look back in the video. It's I mean, that's up to you. You don't have to. We unload, well, I should say transload, which is where the people go from one transport to another. And the train goes on its merry way out and around the curve. But considering I'm not paying all of my attention to running the camera, I dunk into the back of a train. Very stupidly. And that's that. Again, thanks for watching, and like, subscribe. See you all next time. And again, a huge shout out to the Tri-County Model Railroad Club in Union Grove, Wisconsin, for allowing me to run my trains and do my things.